We started?
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, so the last thing we need to talk about that is going to be on our test next week is when we're actually dividing by a decimal. We haven't talked about this. Our divisor is actually a decimal, not a whole number. You can see I've got two different problems here, and we're actually dividing by a decimal, 1 2/10. We cannot solve this problem. We cannot work this the way it is written, okay? You cannot solve this when you're dividing actually by a decimal. So what we've got to do is we've got to change all of these problems and change all these numbers, okay? This 1.2, this 1 2/10, okay? I'm actually going to move that decimal over one place to make it a whole number. Now I can move it, really what I'm doing is I'm just multiplying it by 10. When I multiply that decimal by 10, that allows me to move my decimal over one place, and now it becomes a 12. Now here's the key thing. If I do it to my divisor, I'll also have to do it to my dividend. I'll also have to multiply both numbers by 10, move both decimals one place to the right, and this actually becomes 863. Now I can divide this. I can solve this because I've got a whole number, okay? And of course my answer is going to have a decimal in it when it happens. You know, the decimal's right here behind the whole number. It's just going to go straight up as I solve it, just like we have been this whole entire week. This problem over here, I'm actually going to throw in a decimal right here. I want to throw in a decimal right here because I want to show this example. Let's go 0.740. I know that's messy, but whatever. So this can't be here. This decimal cannot be here. This is 2500. So I've got to move it two places to the right to make it a whole number. I'm multiplying it times 100 is what I'm doing, okay? And so that's going to bump it over, and now I'm going to have a whole number of 25. Well, if I did it to this one, I also have to do it to this one, okay? And I'm multiplying both of them by 100. And now my new dividend is going to be this right here. It is perfectly fine that this has a decimal. I can divide this. This has to be a whole number. This can be a decimal. There's nothing wrong with this problem. I can solve this the way it's written. I just have to make sure that my decimal moves straight up. The biggest point is that when we're dividing by decimal, it has to be a whole number. It cannot be a dividend. It cannot be a decimal. This has to move, and we're not just bumping it over. We're actually multiplying them by either 10 or 100. Now, our test is going to be Wednesday. I've backed it up a day. We're going to review Monday and Tuesday. I will pass out the review on Monday. We'll work on it a little bit, go over it a little bit. I'll work some problems. We'll also come back on Tuesday, do a little bit more, prepare, and try to get ready for our test come Wednesday. All right?